Hi, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Madhulika Rajahan, mother, author, green energy enthusiast, and a certified Six Sigma black belt expert. In today's episode, we will talk about personas in design thinking and how we can effectively use them in defined phase. So, what are personas and how do we use them in design thinking? In the design thinking process, designers will often start creating personas during the second phase, the define phase. In the define phase, design thinkers synthesize their research and findings from their very first phase, the empathize phase. Using personas is just one method among others that can help designers move on to the third phase, the ideation phase. The personas will be used as a guide for ideation sessions such as brainstorming, worst possible ideas, and Scamper. To learn more about the different steps, we can look at the earlier episodes where we've covered each step of design thinking in detail. So, what really are personas? Personas are fictional characters which you create based upon your research to represent the different user types that might use your product, service, site, or brand in a similar way. Creating personas will help you understand your users' needs, experiences, behaviors, and goals. Creating personas can help you step out of yourself. It can help you recognize that different people have different needs and expectations. And it can also help you identify with the user you're designing for. Personas make the design task at hand less complex. They guide your ideation process and they can help you achieve the goal of creating a good user experience for your target user group. As opposed to designing products, services, and solutions based upon the preference of the design team, it has become a standard practice within many human centered design disciplines to collate researches and personify specific traits and patterns in a data as personas. Hence, personas do not describe real people, but you do compose your personas based on actual data collected from multiple individuals. Personas add a human touch to what would largely remain a cold fact in your research. Creating personas or profiles of typical or atypical or extreme users will help you understand patterns in your research, which synthesize the type of people you seek to design for. Personas are also known as model characters or composite characters. Personas provide meaningful archetypes which you can use to assess your design development against. Constructing personas will help you ask the right questions and answer those questions in line with the users you're designing for. For example, how would Peter, Joe, or Jessica experience, react, and behave in relation to feature X or change Y within a given context? What would Peter do or Joe and Jessica think, feel, and do and say? What are their underlying needs, and we are trying to fulfill them? So let's talk about different kinds of personas. Lene Nielsen, a PhD and specialist in personas, in her Interaction Design Foundation Encyclopedia article, Personas, describes four perspectives that your personas can take to ensure that they add the most value to your design project, and the fiction based perspective. In today's session, we will be talking about two of them: goal directed personas. This persona cuts straight into the nitty gritties. It focuses on what does my typical user want to do with my product. The objective of a goal directed persona is to examine the process and workflow that your user would prefer to utilize and achieve their goals in interacting with your product or service. This is an implicit assumption that you have already done enough user research to recognize that your product has value to this user and that by examining their goals, you can bring their requirements to life. The goal directed personas are based on the perspectives of Alan Cooper, an American software designer and programmer who is widely recognized as the father of Visual Basic. Now let's come to the second type of personas, which are role based personas. The role based perspective is also goal directed and it also focuses on behavior. The personas of a role based perspective are massively data driven and incorporate data from both qualitative and quantitative sources. The role-based perspectives focuses on users' role in the organization. In some cases, our designs need to reflect upon the part that our users play in their organization or wider lives. An examination of the roles that our users typically play in real life can help inform better product design decisions. Where will the product be used? What's the role's purpose? What product or business objectives are required for this role? Who else is impacted by the duties of this role? What functions are served by this role? Based on that, we advocate role based perspective. Some of the people who have advocated them are Jonathan Grodin, John Pruitt, and Tamara Adlin. With this, we come to an end to this edition of our session. In the next session, we will continue to discuss personas in detail and how can we go about creating them. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the comments section. Do let me know what you'd like to hear more. Until next time, this is your host, Madhulika Rachahan, signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.